Good morning. This is Unit 4, Day 1 notes. We're going to start triangles today. First, I'm just going to help you classify triangles, and then we're going to talk about the angles of a triangle. A scalene triangle is a triangle that has no sides equal. None of the angles are going to be equal either. Isosceles triangles have two sides that are equal. Also, the opposite angles are equal to each other. An equilateral triangle has all angles equal and all sides are equal. All of the angles are always going to be 60, 60, 60 because the angles in a triangle add up to be 180, and 180 divided by the three triangles in three angles in the triangle is 60 degrees. So you can always know that equilateral triangle has angles that are 60. Acute means, or an acute triangle means that all of the angles are going to be less than 90. Obtuse means it's going to have one angle that is greater than 90, like this angle is 120, this angle is 110, this angle is 115. That makes it an obtuse triangle. If it has an angle that is equal to 90, it's only going to have one angle that's equal to 90, then this is called a right triangle. And we're going to actually use this a lot in a couple of chapters. Right triangles are very important. Again, equilateral triangles are also called equiangular. They have equal angles. Equilateral means they have equal sides. The triangle sum theorem says the sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle always adds up to be 180, just like supplementary. So find each angle measure. If this is 100 and this one is 30, what is the measure of angle C? We can add these up. 100 plus 30 is 130, and subtract it from 180 because we know the angles in a triangle always equal 180. 180 minus 130 is 50. So measure of angle C is 50. This little box thing means 90 degrees, and this one is 45. So we would add them up and then subtract it from 180. 180 minus 135 is 45. So this angle L is 45. Ooh. If this angle is 45 and this angle is 45, then they have two angles that are the same. That means my opposite sides will also be equal, and this means this is an isosceles triangle. Now this one looks complicated. It's not going to be that complicated. What we need to know first is we need two angles in a triangle to figure out the third angle, right? But do you see the right little triangle BCD, this triangle? We only have one angle. Ooh, but this angle, this left one, we have two angles. So I know that I actually have to solve for x first. I'm going to add up the angles that I do have. 43 plus 59. So 43 plus 59, use your calculator, this would be 102. I don't know why I changed colors. So we're subtracting it from 180 because the angles in this triangle, doesn't matter how big it is, this small triangle, they have to add up to be 180. 180 minus 102 is 78. So I know that angle X is 78 degrees. The degree symbol is like a little circle above the 8. Now if this one's 78, I can find Y because I know these form a straight line. This is a straight line, and so I know that they're supplementary. But 180 minus 78 is 102. 180 minus 78, that gave us 102. So I know Y is 102. Now I have to add up these angles in this right triangle BCD in order to find angle C, or Z, right? Z degrees. So I have 49 plus 102, and then I'm going to subtract that from 180. So 49 plus this angle 102 is 151, and we're going to subtract that from 180. And this will give me 29, I think. Try it out, make sure I'm right. 29 degrees. So Z is 29. Extension to this triangle sum theorem, the acute angles of a right triangle are complementary. The measures of each angle in an equal angular, this means all angles are equal, triangle is, I just talked about this earlier, 180 divided by 3 is always going to be 60. They're always going to be 60 degrees. This is something that they're going to expect us to know. The exterior angle theorem. This is a very important theorem. This says that the measure of the exterior angle, exterior means the outside angle, is equal to the sum. The sum means when we add the measures of the two remote interior angles. This word remote might be a little new for you. This means that the two interior angles that don't touch the exterior angle. So we can't use this part. We can't use C. We have to use the ones that don't touch the exterior angle. And we are going to add them up. Sum means add. So we would do x plus 65. The sum of these is equal to this exterior angle, which is 2x plus 10. If we have x's on both sides of the equal sign, we pick the side that has the bigger x's, which is the right-hand side for this one. We're going to move this x to the right by subtracting it, minus x on both sides. I'm going to get 65 equals 2x minus x is just x plus 10. And in order to move get x by itself, we've got to move the 10 over and have to subtract it to move it over. 65 minus 10 is 55. So 55 equals x, if they were asking us to solve. I went over that with you. The base angle theorem. It states if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite them are also congruent. The converse, remember, means to change the order. So the converse of this statement would be if the two angles are congruent, then the opposite sides are congruent. And this is a symbol for congruence. What this means is this little dash and this little dash, since they both have 1, that means that they're equal. So if this side is equal to this side, then my opposite angles are going to be equal. So if this angle is 46, this angle is also 46. And then we would add them up. So 46 plus 46, that equals 92. And then I would subtract it from 180 because I know the angles in any triangle add up to be 180. So 180 minus 92 is 88, I believe. Make sure I'm right. So y would have to be 88. You guys are going to do the same for this one. But this one, they only give you one angle. So I'm going to do 180 minus the 40. Because this side is equal to this side. So I know these opposite angles are equal, but I don't know what they are. So first, I'm going to say 180 minus this 40. And that gives me 140. I don't know what they are, but I know that they are equal. So I could just divide this by 2. 140 divided by 2 is 70. They're each equal to 70. They have to both be 70 degrees. I want you guys to try number 3. This third angle theorem just says if two angles of one triangle are congruent or equal to the two angles of the other triangle, then the third angle also has to be equal. Congruent is the symbol like this. So since this triangle has one arc right here, that means that it is equal to whatever has one arc, this one. So if this one's 65, then this is 65. Since this one has two arcs right here, then it's equal to this one that has 2. So since this one is 55, this one is 55. And I know that the angles in a triangle add up to be 180. So I could find x. This would help us find x. So this is 55 plus 65 plus this angle, which is 2x plus 30, equals 180, right? I want you guys to solve this and tell me what x equals. Okay. If you have any questions, please ask me. Have a wonderful day.